here with my daughter Cynthia Smith, who's laughing. I don't understand.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We can't do this.
All right, that was a blooper, but I had to check.
Hey friends, this is Tucson Smith of Alliance Associates Realtors. I'm here with my daughter Cynthia Smith, and we're going to be talking about the beginner's guide to the home buying process. If you're interested, I need you to do me a favor and like and subscribe to this channel. We'll talk to you soon.
So as a first-time home buyer, I've looked into my credit, it's pretty decent.
Okay.
I've saved my favorite homes on Zillow, so I already know what kind of house I want, but what will my first steps be to buying a house?
That's a good question. It's so often that people look online and in their minds, they buy their house before they get a loan. What you need to do before anything else is make sure you find a good loan officer and get yourself pre-approved. A pre-approval is everything. He's going to look at your credit and he'll be able to tell you what's even more important, how much can you afford in a house. So often, it's not just about you being able to afford a particular amount, but it's also what can you comfortably pay every month.
Mm-hmm.
And most people miss that.
Okay, so how do I find a loan officer? What is that process?
You know what? A lot of times people try to search the internet. It's always best to talk to friends, talk to your favorite realtors, and find out from them who do they recommend.
Okay.
So you're not out there just going with anyone. Because some people, to be honest with you, you just have to be careful with giving your information to everybody.
Absolutely. All right, so I've gotten my pre-approval from my loan officer.
Okay.
Why do I need a real estate agent?
Wow. I always like to answer that question this way. Real estate agents are like your central hub throughout the home buying process. So when I say, and let me just explain, when I say central hub is once you get your pre-approval and once we begin to take you out and show you various houses out there, you really don't know where to go from there. A central hub is that now you need a lawyer. You know, what is the purpose of a lawyer? We'll talk about that a little bit, but you're gonna need an inspector. The real estate agent is the one that's connected to all of those people. Yes, you can look them up and all, but you have to have people that are trustworthy, somebody that you can lean back on. But we are there from the beginning of the process to the end of the process, but we can help you find that home that you are so in need of and so in love with. Okay, so now you have select your realtor. It's my job now to set you up in what we call the multiple listing system, or many say the MLS system. And once you get in the system, you're gonna start receiving houses. For example, you might want a 3-bedroom home. You might want 2 baths. You might want a basement and a nice sized backyard. So you begin to tell me those features in which you are in love with and you just have to have. Now, I always tell people this. You can't be stuck 100%. I've had clients many of times that don't want to change too much, which is fine, but I want to make sure that you get what you desire, but you have to be a little flexible to make sure that you find that home that you're looking for. So we get a price. For example, your loan officer gives you an approval for a certain dollar amount. I have to stay within that dollar amount and also get you those items that you're looking for. Mm-hmm. So sometimes it can be a daunting task, but we can work through it. And now that the contract is signed, we're not done yet because it's not official until the seller actually signs the contract. We call that an executed contract. And now, once he signs it, you have signed it, hey, guess what? The party begins. But hold on. Wait. Time out. I always got to say, because most people want to celebrate when they get the contract, and it is a celebration, especially in today's market. But now it's time to get your inspection done. And simply what an inspection, you just making sure that the house is a safe house, that you're not on the 3rd floor and going to end up in the basement, because somebody have moved a stanchion or have moved some support beams out of the house. So you want to always get an inspection. I will always tell, and I'm not talking about this, the important part. Don't bring Uncle Joe to do your inspection. And forgive me for using names, but we don't want Uncle Freddie, Uncle John, Bubba. We don't want none of them coming in doing the inspection, because that's the problem, that you bring in people who don't know about inspections, about what's going on with an oven, what's going on with a dishwasher, and you're going to end up getting what you're going to have to pay for later on down the line.
Okay, so I would find the inspector through you?
You can always find an inspector. In my 17 years of experience, and I have learned that through trial and error of dealing with different individuals, who the best inspectors are to deal with. So yeah, we have a host of inspectors that we use, that we trust and feel good about, that we know that's going to go through the house with a fine tooth and look for the things that we need.
So I've already signed the contract. If they find something that needs to be fixed and it's very expensive, what do I do?
Well, in the contract today, there's only major items that you really want to look for in looking at a house. You don't want to go through a house and all of a sudden say, I don't like the doorknob, I want the seller to change the doorknob.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not going to be a very successful relationship between you and the seller. What you want to do is look for major items. You want to look for roof issues. You want to look for maybe there's some water coming into the basement. And those are the type of major items you want to go back to the seller and say, Mr. Seller, I would like to have these items fixed. This is what was found on my inspection report. Now, guess what? Sometimes a seller will fix them, and sometimes they'll say no, they have that prerogative. And you have to make a choice if you're going to continue with this home buying process.
Okay, so I can get out of the contract.
You always, in the first five days of a contract, first 5 days, you have a period of an attorney review and an inspection review.
Okay, hold on. So you just brought up an attorney. So now I need an attorney?
Well, yes. Yes, I know. And this is why I call myself that central hub.
The connector.
That connector, because of the fact that as you go through this process, not only am I keeping you safe, but you will have an attorney through this process that's going to also be looking out for your best interests.
Okay.
So yes, after the inspection piece, after you actually sign the contract, you're going to have an attorney in place, and that attorney actually will be looking at your inspection report. She'll be looking at the actual contract. She'll look at everything that I see. She will be seeing those items as well.
Okay, so this is getting expensive. Do I have to pay for all of these?
Yes. There's a fee for it. An inspection fee will probably range somewhere between $300 and $400. But let me say this: for an inspection fee, think about this, guys. $300 versus a $200,000 house. $400 versus a $200,000 house. Is it worth it? I would say so.
Okay, so is this included in that loan that I was pre-approved for, or is this out of pocket?
The inspection, and sometime, and I have to be careful with it, but sometimes the lawyer fees are both out of pocket.
Okay.
So typically, you have 3 items that you're gonna be faced with: the inspection, the attorney fee, and also the last fee is you're gonna be your appraisal. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But the appraisal of the house. So those are the 3 items that you'll be paying for. But again, you are at this point in your life, I need you to think about something. This is going to be probably one of the most expensive things that you've ever invested in your life. Is going to be your home.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to make sure that when you invest in a home, that that you get yourself protected with an attorney. B, that you have an inspection done so you know that the product that you're getting is worth and I'm just using $200,000, but it's worth the $200,000 that you invested in. And three, you want to make sure you have the right people in place. So yeah, it's well worth the investment. So you got an inspector, you got an attorney that's looking after you. Now you love the house, the inspection comes back wonderful, everything is fine. So now, guess what? Where do we go from here? What do you think? What's your next step? Is it the celebration all over again?
No, I feel like it's another step coming.
All right, so now, well, let me just put it this way. Once you are satisfied with the inspection, really the next piece is making sure your loan is in place.
Okay.
So if your loan officer at this point in time is going to start asking you for paperwork. You have told the inspector that I'm satisfied, thank you, here's your check, Mr. Inspector. You have gave that document over to the attorneys. The attorney and you have talked about what you want fixed. They in turn give that information over to the other attorney on the seller side. You come to an agreement about what will be fixed, about what will not be fixed, however it works out, but you come to a point where I'm moving forth. With that in mind, that means that you have a solid deal at this point in time. Now, here comes your loan officer, the guy that you got your pre-approval with. He's going to start asking you for documents. He's going to start asking you for check stubs and verifying your job status, making sure you're still on work. But everything is starting to flow now. Now you got all that paperwork starting to build up. And guess what? You're getting close. So now that the lender has all of your paperwork, it goes inside internally to their organization called the underwriters. So this is the exciting part because everything that you have put into the loan officer is bundled into a package and presented to the underwriters. Those underwriters then in turn start going through your paperwork. And once they go through your paperwork, we as realtors and attorneys, we always look for these letters. And those letters are CTC. And they call it a clear to close. That is one of the most exciting times for us because it says that you have did everything that you had to do to get your loan, and now your loan is there.
Ooh.
And you are successful. A clear to close. So that is really, out of all the celebrations we do, that is the one you get up and you get the dance in. You get the feet moving because you are there. So really what they're saying is that dream that you had, that house that you had, is now your house when it's all said and done. Now we still have to close, but you have a clear to close. So what happens at this point is your lawyer, what we call the buyer's attorney, and then the seller's attorney, they set up a time window where they're going to get together and they're going to set up a closing at the closing company. We call it title companies. And those title companies will basically bring all the documents together, and guess what? In a few days after you're clear to close, typically it's around 3 days, 4 days, somewhere in there, you're going to be closing on your house. And guess what? You'll be having the keys.
Ooh,
You'll
okay.
get the keys.
I can breathe.
You'll get the keys. So that is something that is exciting. Now, we have went through the process. We tried to do this so naturally. As you probably noticed, it wasn't scripted. But we just tried to go through this as naturally as possible because we want you to know that it's not an easy process, but it's a doable process. And you should be buying your next home. So I want you to know that here at Alliance Associates Realtors, that not only am I here for you, but my sister who runs the Broadview office, she's there for you as well. So you can call us, you can email us, you can text us, whatever you need to do, but make sure you call us on your next buying venture. Take care of yourself. Good talking to you. Hello, friends. This is Tucson Smith, and we're back again. I'm here with my daughter, Cynthia Smith, and we're going to partake in something else. So what do you like in a house?
Okay.
Come on, tell me something.
So, I like, I don't know.